I've done some farming around my area,
Hmm.
and the one thing that I have encountered is that there's several people that I know now that they want to sell their property, but sold by owner. So I need to convince them that I'm really good and I could do it for them
Yeah,
because of all the paperwork and all the implications of it.
yeah.
What do you
One of the
recommend?
one of the biggest things that I usually use for sale by owners is the importance of why real estate attorneys are even there. Real estate attorneys, very rare. Occasionally, a real estate attorney is used on a real estate transaction where agents are involved. It's not as common as I would say with a for sale by as it would be with a for sale by owner because the for sale by owners are not typically doing the appropriate disclosures that are governed by your state. Your state puts together they have attorneys that go through constantly reviewing these documents. Anytime there's a lawsuit or anything that goes on, that's why you see those documents change so often, usually every January or December 31st, and usually every June or July, they're changing again. It's because those attorneys for the state are going through all the lawsuits that happen around the state, everything that's going on, and they're creating a new document or a new phrase or changing up a phrase to try to stop that from happening. So, and
Okay.
try to help it so it doesn't happen again. They're constantly changing it. Because of that, usually, as long as a realtor is using the appropriate forms protecting the client, you become a fiduciary obligation of me to make sure we're using the appropriate documentation to keep you. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It can still happen. People are sue crazy out there, but you've got me, your representation, to do it. And the state of California wants you to use a realtor because they're backing you through the documents that are being used. And we've got car legal on standby. That's in California and Idaho. There's a legal hotline as well on standby at pretty much all times, ready to jump in there to answer your questions for any issues. Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, do you have an attorney on standby for any legalities that could come up when we do? So the reason one to me the main reason why you're hiring a real estate agent is because it's a huge purchase or a huge sale. It's not like selling a washer and dryer on marketplace or even a car. It's a huge sale, which means people get a bit sue crazy, and you want to make sure the appropriate protection is there. That's why one of the main reasons why you use a real estate agent. I am not an attorney, but I use the documents that are governed by our state attorneys that want us realtors and that teach us realtors the correct ones to use. We have to go through continuing education constantly as agents to make sure we are up to date on the most accurate law going on across this state where because it's such a huge deal. So usually that's probably the one that's gonna get their attention before anything else.
Okay.
Lawsuits. Now,
Hmm.
in regards to that too, is where are you planning to market it, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Are you planning to market it on every website nationally, or are you just planning to market here locally? Yeah, I'm going to put a sign out front, post it online, and pray that it sells. Three P's. I say that often, forgive me. Um, okay, well, guess when you market with me, I market it on over 100 different websites nationally. From every third-party website you can imagine out there that you can find, it'll be active on there, including every real estate company. It doesn't matter if it's Legacy Real Estate, Remax, Century 21, Keller Williams Realty, Homes of Idaho. It doesn't matter. Every single website that's out there, it's going to be on through what I call it, what the not I call what's called an IDX feed. If you just put it on Zillow, you can put it direct on Zillow, and you're going to get one. Where I'm going to have it on over 100, so it's visible from space if they have internet access, not just one website. I'm also going to put it on Marketplace like you are too. I'm going to put it on there as well, but I'm going to have it on 100 other websites besides Marketplace. So you're getting a lot more visibility than me, which is going to give you the potential to sell it much higher. Lastly, when you're selling your own personal home, you do have what's called you have personal connection to it. So you have sentimental value to it. It's your home, right? So with your home, you see this amazing family come up and they give you an offer, And it may not be the best offer that's going to net you the most money. There may be some things in there that maybe you missed, and it's going to be less. Where when you hire me to do it, one is I'm going to potentially get you a lot more than you would have gotten on your own. But I'm also, to me, it's about helping you get the most you can get for the property. Where you might be looking for the right people for your property. I'm doing both. I'm looking for the right people and I'm trying to get you the most. So because you have that sentimental connection to the property, you might make a decision based off emotion where I will not. And you want to hire someone that's not going to have that emotional connection to the property. So it's more likely you're going to accept this offer because you like the people. It happens. It's okay. Where I'm not going to have that. I'm going to get you the best possible scenario, the simplest, easiest transaction that you can have. That's what I'm looking for. The smoothest transaction, the cleanest offers, and the most net that you can get. It's not only going to pay you what you want for the property, but it's also going to pay for me, who you're hiring. Did I do good?
You did very good. Now, one more issue, and I'll let you continue with. I'm sorry with our meeting, but now, of course, for them, it's the issue of the money, the
Mm-hmm.
percent,
Yeah.
and they think that they're saving everything
Mm-hmm.
by going that route,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Totally. And I understand that this is completely about money for you and saving the money on the commission. If I could sit down and show you some net sheets right now and how I will pay for my commission for you by me helping you get more for it, would that be
Uh-huh.
something you'd be interested in seeing? And would you consider hiring me if I can show you how I'll pay for myself? And
Oh, they would say
you're gonna
yes.
say, yeah. Okay, great. Let me do that. Let's have an appointment today at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna come by. I'm gonna bring some net sheets, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I'm gonna pretty much pay for myself. Let's meet at 6 o'clock today. Okay, great. I'll be at your house. You show up at the house. You bring net sheets, and I'll show you right here. There's different ways to do it. Actually, no, I don't have the net sheet calculator up right now, but
Okay.
actually, I can show one. Now we'll hold up. So every one of you should have the app for Chicago Title or Fidelity
Yes.
Title or Stewart Title or any of those where you can pull a really quick net sheet calculator. Doesn't matter what escrow company. Almost every one of them out there has a really nice app that allows you to pull net sheets. And so you can pull those. You can email them directly to your clients, which I like to do when I'm under contract. I like to have my client sign it. I've had it come back in the end in some divorce situations where in the end they're like, that's not what we agreed to in the beginning. And I pull out the net sheet and I say, I'm actually getting you more than we agreed to. Here's the net sheet and you signed it. I've had sellers completely zip their lip after I do that. So I even have them sign it on occasion. Specifically, unfortunate divorce situations that can get pretty sticky. It's good to have net sheets signed at the time of agreeing to the offer. Sign it. It'll come back and save your rear later, I promise you. But yeah, so then when I sit down with them, I go over net sheets. I go over the values with them. If the fine tooth comb, that's why I'm going to teach you today is how to value with a really value good, get really tight numbers. And then I show them that. I show them their house. I have them value it with me. Show me how this is good. I want to know what they need to net. And it's okay to just ask the question, what is it you need to net? Because your goal is now, you told me that you want to buy another property in the better neighborhood because you need bigger yard for your kids or more rooms for your growing family. Okay, my goal is to help you do that. How much do you need? Are you wanting to put down on that? Okay, find that number. Okay, how much do you owe on the house? Okay, this is that number. And then I run the net sheet and I plug it all in and it's going to show a net number of what they're going to net. And if with my commission in there, if I can get it to make that they want or better, I just won the listing. That simple. They're going to choose me because I'm going to pay for myself. My goal is not to gouge people. My goal is to cover my expenses by helping them and making this a smoother transaction for them.
Okay.
Use net sheets.
Okay.
Show them. Here's the deal. If you run a net sheet and they owe $200,000 on their house and you're not including that number of $200,000 payoff in the net sheet, it's it shows them it doesn't show them the true net. So it's convoluted. And in their mind, they're like, no, I've got to get 400,000 for this house. Okay, why do you have to get 400,000? Well, because I need to get 50 I need to get $100,000 out of this house after paying off all my loans and stuff, and so I can't afford a realtor. Okay, well, let's run some net sheets and let's add that $200,000 payoff in there and to show you that you're going to net more because they have no idea that it's not going to net that because they haven't seen any net sheets. They just think $200,000 is a secret number. And so they're
Uh,
not including yours in there. They're not including their loan paying off in there. They're not including anything. And so if you're just showing them a blank net sheet without plugging in their payoff of their house, it's an incorrect value, and it's definitely not showing them the true net. And once you show them the true net, it really changes the game. It really changes how they think, their mindset. It really changes. So you got to like include everything in there, their payoff, their solar payment payoff, whatever it is they've got to pay off to net them more money.